Hi guys, Elliot here from Tint School Online, and in these next 3 videos you're going to learn the perfected half pill method. Now I've broken it down into 3 videos because there is so much to take in when you're doing this method. The first one is going to be cutting the film. Now when we cut the film, we have to cut it closer all the way around to enable us to be able to tuck it in nice and smoothly. The second of the 3 videos is going to be installing the top half of the film, and of course the third of the 3 videos is going to be installing the bottom half of the film. These videos are made to be rewatched, so make sure you do rewatch them. Grab yourself a pen and paper because I really go in depth on this full method. It is quite a hard method to do, and I'm sure if you've tried it you understand that already. Now if you could do me a huge favor and Tint School Online channel by subscribing to us and liking the video, we'd really appreciate it. It makes us want to keep releasing content like this to you guys. Now enjoy the 3 videos and make sure that you stick with it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to cut the film when you are doing the half pill method. Now, this is probably one of the most important parts to when you're half pilling. It's how you cut the film. So many people don't consider the difference it can have when you're trying to install a half pill when it's just too big. If you cut the film too big down the sides, you're going to have a problem where the film's bunching up, and on the bottom you're going to find that it just won't fit and you're going to be playing with it for ages to get it in. And the half pill method isn't the cleanest method. The film is exposed halfway when you're installing it, and the bigger it is, the more time you're going to have trying to get the film tucked in, and the more contamination that is going to be getting sucked in. But what so many people do wrong is when they make a mistake on the half pill, they rush through the cutting process and try to get back into the installation side, but the mistakes are made on this section here. When you cut it too big, it's just not fitting, and again, the more you play around with this window film, trying to get it in the sides, the more you're going to introduce the likelihood of getting contamination in the film. First step, of course, is just to clean the window as normal. Then we re-wet it. And we roll our film across. Now we have 2 options from here. One is we can lift the film up and use the straight edge of the film as the bottom, or you can just simply cut it like this. Now I'm just going to cut it like this. So we'll cut one side here. Then we'll cut the bottom. Now this is the part that you want to do differently when it comes to cutting the film. Again, we don't want to cut it too big because you're going to have trouble when you're trying to tuck the film at the bottom and on the sides. So we'll overlap the bottom first. There, so that's only around about 1 centimeter at the bottom there. So again, we're keeping it close. You can go even closer than that. If we wanted to go for half a centimeter, like this, and the closer you cut it, the easier it's going to tuck in. But then also, you have to keep in mind that there's going to be more chance of it, revealing a very small gap. So me personally, I'll just go for 1 centimeter. Like this. But again, if you are doing a window, you notice that it is very tight or you're having problems, just cut it a little bit closer, and that way there, it should just fall into place. Then for the overlap on this side, we're just going to go over by around about half a centimeter. And then we can cut this side. Peel away. And pull back this side. There, so as you can see, it's cut very close on the sides and the bottom. Now, if we're doing the panel get method, we can cut it obviously bigger than this. We can actually rush the process of cutting it a bit more as well, because when we're doing the half peel process, you have to remember that half of the film is still not installed on the glass. So you're actually going to have to try and jam that film all the way in if you want it to go to where you've cut it. But when you're doing that, again, half the film isn't installed, so it's going to crease and it's going to bunch up and it's going to bring in contamination. So this is why we want to cut it as close as possible when you're doing the half peel method. Then I'll anchor this. So I've really anchored this. You don't want any movement in the film because we've cut it so close. If this moves even a fraction, we're going to have a big gap somewhere. So again, I'm going to give it a really hard anchor. I don't want this to move anywhere when I wind the window down. Just make sure you lift the bottom up here as well. And because we've cut it so short, it can get caught up in there a lot easier. Now I'm going to micro edge this one, so this cut doesn't need to be exact. So that's the film cut. Now the next step is going to be equally important, and that's going to be the shrink. Now you have to make sure that you shrink these half peels really well, because if you don't, you're going to get fingers along the bottom, and you can't simply just heat and push them out as easy as you could if you had a panel gap, because you can't get to the bottom of these fingers. And so when you're doing that, the fingers are going to keep coming back up. Sometimes they can suck in dirt and contamination, which can cause a problem, but other times when you're trying to shrink them out, you can actually burn the trims. So we need to make sure that we shrink it really well from this side to prevent those problems happening later on, because that is a lot of half peeling, is trying to prevent the problems from happening before they do. So we're going to put this window up. So we just need to make sure that all the fingers are at the bottom. There's nothing left on the side, because again, we need to get a really good shrink on this. And we shrink it as normal. You see here, there's still a few things at the bottom. Now I notice this quite a lot when watching new students, is they disregard how important these small fingers are. We need to make sure that this is completely flat, because again, we don't want any fingers at all to turn up on the inside when we're doing the half peel method. There, so that's fully shrunk. If you really want to get a better shrink than that, what you can do is we can move the film down ever so slightly, like this, and then we can do the same process at the top. Now, this isn't something that I do when I'm half peeling, but I know that it's going to get the fingers out even more, and there's going to be a lot less chance of them appearing when you're on the install. So I'm going to shrink it now anyway, just to show you how to do that process. So just a quick tip that we already covered in the beginners training. As I was doing that, you notice this was folding back, so I made sure that I didn't heat this section at all, because if you heat this section, when it's lifting off the glass like this, it's going to misshape it very quickly. You never ever heat shrink film unless it's on the glass, or you're doing it on a controlled method like the pull shrink method on a back window, but never when it's like this, because it's just going to ruin the film instantly. So there we have it. We have the film cut perfectly to size with just a very small overlap all the way around. This is going to help us when we're sliding it in. We're going to get less creases on the side. It's going to bring in less contamination on the side, because there's not going to be too much of a fold, because it's not going to have to go too deep in the panels, and the bottom section is going to fall in a lot better. And also we've made sure that the shrink has been done perfectly. Now again, so many people disregard the pre-process of doing a good installation. They think it's just all to do with the install, but I know now that this has been all done perfectly, so when we go to the install, it's going to make that process a lot easier. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to install the film with the half peel method. So because you watched all the way to the end, we have a freebie for you. Below in the description, we have a link. If you click that link, you can download your free 240-page tint manual. This is a really good way to be able to just quickly flick through and see the steps without missing anything, instead of watching a whole video. Completely free. Again, in the description, just go below and you can download it right now.